I had one interaction with Suge. I wouldn't say it was on a negative or just, you know, back in the days, when I was having my little spat with Quik. This is way before we got cool. The cool brother, both from Compton, achieved niggas' dreams coming up, whatever, like I said, it's one of the coolest dudes I ever met. But, back in my heyday, I was a Crip, he was a Blood, Suge and them was Bloods. That was just the nature of Compton. You get me? Unfortunately, my mom had moved into a neighborhood that happened to be right across the street from Suge's mom. So, me being who I was and everybody knowing the situation, I would still pull up over to my mom's house. And they knew when I was over there. So, it was one situation where me and the Quik thing was going on, and it was a lot of back and forth because, like, I was a dude who still hung out in Compton. They still hung out. Everybody still hung out in Compton, And so I had a Suge pulled up on me one day while I was, by mom's house, and he told me to pull over, and a couple of dudes walked up on my car, and he just wanted to tell me, as far as the situation that was going down with me and Quik, and like I said, the affiliations that it wouldn't be trickled over until my mom's place of residence, so to speak. You get me? So that was just a clarification that I got from him, that I didn't have to worry about anything going down while my mom was living in their neighborhood.
And what was the issue between you and DJ Quik, if you don't mind?
It was neighborhood beef. I mean, I was rapping, he was rapping, I was a Crip, he was a Blood. And so it just basically just boiled down to that. He was a Crip, I was a Crip, he was a Blood. We were from two different neighborhoods, and we were rappers from Compton. So naturally, you got a beef, right? You have to. You get me? Not that we had to, but the nature of the situation at the time calls for us to have beef. And that was the situation between me and Quik.
Yeah, shout out to Quik, man. I know everybody. He's mostly known as a producer. Great producer, man. Definitely one of the best
Oh
producers
yeah,
from the West
definitely.
Coast. But as a rapper, yo, he was a good ass rapper, though.
Oh no, yeah. People don't give him as much props for the raps, like you said, because the kid put his hands on a lot of motherfucking as far as production. And a lot of people know him for being versatile with production. But yeah, he rapped, and like a lot of people didn't probably want to give him that much credit for the verses, but he had some good shit. I mean, even when we was beefing to the highest, you couldn't deny, just like Blood niggas would bang music to drive by, it's a gang of Crip niggas who would bang his first record, Quik is the Name, because I think back then, just for the fact that we was representing the city, and it put light on the city, and some may have been negative, but in a whole, it uplifted the city because we continuing the tradition of what was going on. And with coming from Easy and Dr. Dre and NWA, and then the follow up with Compton's Most Wanted, and then you got MC8, now you got DJ Quik, and then what happens, to follow from behind that. So I think it still put a positive light on the talent that the city of Compton produced with a lot of these inner city kids who, never figured that they would have a way out of that section, because me growing up, I didn't think I was ever gonna leave Compton. You get me? Local job, marry a girl from the hood or high school or whatever, get a house in the neighborhood, and that be your dreams when you gang banging and you don't seem to have any hope of a better future. You get me? Because as growing up, all I seen was niggas selling crack, niggas getting took to jail, getting harassed by the police and just trying to survive. So as a young kid, a lot of dreams are shattered because shit. I'm seeing the evidence. I don't go nowhere. We didn't take no family vacations really, and we didn't get to do a lot of shit. So when you did, it was special, to be able to go to places like Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm or whatever. Because besides that, when you waking up in Compton every day, and don't get me wrong, I loved it. You get me? I love waking up on Saturday mornings, and sitting in the living room, watching cartoons, eating cereal and shit. Growing up a normal kid, but then there's a transition from the time you start walking home from school and niggas is asking you where you from and you getting into fist fights and shit because you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, what life is this? You get me? Like, damn, a nigga down the street dead with yellow tape. And you get me? What's that funny smell in the air? Because they over here selling water and shit. And niggas are smoking sherm. And you start seeing your life change from the time you a motherfucking kid until you hit about 11, 12. You like, what the fuck is this shit? Mom's a single parent struggling. So, a lot of hopes and dreams for a lot of youth be crushed because you don't see a way out. So I think by, starting to rap and him being who he was and I was who I was, and then, like I said, you had Dr. Dre and Easy and all that, and it's a lot of motherfuckers. If you check the history, it's a lot of us who came from Compton, inner city youth, who had a lot of talent, who was brought out by being just associated and having that struggle coming from Compton. You feel me?